So, hello fellow banknote collectors, how you going? This is Glenn back with a Portuguese banknote. And as you can see, it is a beauty, but it's also old. So if you haven't seen the date already, it is dated 1799. So this is actually one of the oldest banknotes I actually have. I do have two French banknotes, don't have them out, but they are probably probably a bit earlier, I can't remember the actual date. But this is my oldest Portuguese banknote. And this was actually issued by the Portuguese government. So as you can see, there's the coat of arms here. And this is an early version of a watermark. It's actually like a raised imprint, but it's supposed to be an early version of the watermark. And we have another imprint here with the royal coat of arms. So the current coat of arms of Portugal now is the Republic issue. That was adopted in, I believe, in 1911. And before that, Portugal was actually a kingdom. So if you are familiar with continental currency, and that's a currency that they actually used in the United States after they gained independence, they actually had plants on it. And these plants up here look actually fairly similar. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of the engravers was Portuguese, or the United States employed a Portuguese person that then went back to Portugal, or they just employed the same engraver to give the same patterns. And these are actually supposed to be security features, because sorry, I got a bit distracted then. So where was I? Yeah, the engraver is probably either, as I said, one of the engravers before, or maybe they actually just had one of the banknotes beforehand and they decided to copy the security features. And here, this part would have been joined to a book, so all these would have been stamped on the book, and this was actually cut off. And here, in red, we have a revalidation stamp. This is the revalidation stamp that was used to revalidate these during the Portuguese Civil War. And that's called the War of the Two Brothers, because two brothers are fighting over who will be king between 1828 and 1834. And it's also Miguelete Brothers, Miguelete Wars. So Wikipedia has a good article on that, and that's what the red ink is in there. And we have, I believe these signatures are actually printed, and all the light coloured, so we have the date, not too sure what that says. So Lisbon 11th, I can't get the month there, and the serial number, and the last number of the actual date. These are all in fountain pen ink, so not a ballpoint pen that we use now. It's actually quite common. So on the reverse, we have a lot of stamps. So all these are different dates. So I would say these are probably all revalidation stamps, or another likely reason, if anyone actually knows this, please let me know in the comments down below, is that these banknotes were exchanged for currency, so coins, probably gold or silver, and each time they were exchanged back into gold, they would have been stamped. So there's actually 9 all up, so we've got 4, 8, 7, 8, 9. So there is 9. No, that doesn't make 9. 4, 8, 11. God, I wish I could count better. Gee, man, my maths is pretty bad. I know my calculus is pretty bad, but my addition, not good. And I've seen a few other banknotes of this issue, and none of them have all this writing on there. So it looks like there's another number up there. Not too sure what that is. This is probably all in Portuguese. And these could be names, or maybe places of issue. If anyone can read Portuguese, and even if you can read Portuguese, probably this cursive script would be hard for you to understand. So it looks like an S there, and then this is an F. I can actually write this. So that looks like Mendez. Naskur. I can't read the rest of that. And this seems to be pretty illegible. Probably someone who's familiar with writing of the time would be able to understand, but I can't. And it says raise for maybe they also the payment you need to make to actually exchange the banknote, but that's just a guess. And Mario June, the date is at the top. Novembro, Juno. So it's very fascinating. This has actually had a lot of history, a lot of fascinating history, and it's actually used for over 30 years. So this is actually the highest banknote that they issued, 20,000 rays. At the time, there was no coin, 20,000 rays. The highest coin that actually issued was the Dobra, but I'm not too sure if that was in circulation at the time. That was worth 12,800 rays. It was pure gold, 92% gold, 28.7 grams, and it has a value now of nearly $2,000. So $2,000, and even though we think, $2,000 is a lot of money now, back then it would have been a hell of a lot more because, well, things would have been more expensive because you would have had to hand make them, not with our modern production, which can just spit out things at a cheap price. And also, there was no social safety nets, no unemployment benefits, no pension, no nothing like that. Most of the people lived in poverty. So, yeah, this would have actually had a lot of value when you exchange it with gold, but because it was issued by the government, a lot of people probably would have trusted it. So yeah, that is a nice banknote. I actually quite like it. A very old banknote. If you have seen this banknote before, please leave a comment down below. If you haven't, leave your thoughts on what you think of this banknote. And if you can actually read the writing there, can't read that. That probably says legal tenure. Looks like anno, that means year. Viente, 5 mil rays, So I'm going to check this, what it actually says. I'll just use a normal translator on Google or something like that. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you very much and have a banger of a banknote collecting time, people. Thank you and bye-bye.